Hi friends, welcome to JAIIB videos. We are in PPB, we have Principles and Practices of Banking. Today we are studying financial inclusions. Financial inclusion. What is inclusion? Basically, what is inclusive growth? Growth in agriculture is necessary to keep manufacturing prices under check, provide food security, keep inflation under control. Price stability is not merely important as anti-poverty measure but also an instrument to ensure stable and sustained growth. In India, growth process is knowledge-based and service-led, hence substantial requirement of skilled labor. Now, inclusive means what? Everyone should be a part of that growth. Who are financially excluded? Small and marginal farmers, landless laborers, oral leases, self-employed and unorganized sector enterprises, urban slum dwellers, migrants, ethnic minorities, socially excluded groups, senior citizens, women, etc. What are the reasons why are these guys excluded? Because physical access is difficult, remote, hilly and sparsely populated areas. Demand side, lack of awareness, low income, social exclusion. Supply side, distance from branch timings, cumbersome documents. Here, these problems we feel that these were old dated or backdated. They are not there today. But even today, the scene is not the same actually. It has reduced a lot due to Jan Dhan accounts. But there are a lot of farmers still, even in our nearby places, who don't have a bank accounts, or if they have, they don't have soil health cards. They are doing farming since ages, but they don't have soil health cards. Many of them don't have Kisan credit cards. It's not a problem of any government. It's a problem of the knowledge, illiteracy. Look at the steps taken by various governments since independence. They may not be all, but major ones. So public sector banks account for 70% of the total assets. Now look at the phases. First phase, development relating to public policy objectives under underlying banking policy took place in two distinct phases. First phase, 2 decades since 1970, period of state control. Average population per branch decreased from 64,000 to 16,000, means more branches were opened. Then credit cum subsidy programs sponsored by government taken up for financial inclusion from the poor. Second phase, SHG bank linkage program by Navarre, creation of RIDF, Rural Infra Development Fund. So what are the recent steps here? There are many as such. Then KYC simplified. Reserve Bank of India makes banks to make available all basic bank no frills account with low or nil minimum balance as well as charges, with a view to expanding the outreach of such accounts. Then KYC simplified, revolving credit through Kisan credit cards. It is similar to that of CC. Banks have been asked to consider introduction of general purpose credit cards, facility up to 25,000 at rural and semi-urban branches. Lending by MFIs means financial institutions. There are societies, trusts, cooperatives and not-for-profit companies and non-banking financials registered with RBI. Measures have been taken to step up credit to micro, small and medium enterprises. Then steps by financial institutions. What have these banks and others have done? Here you can read them, but important ones are aim at giving people access to payment and credit system. Use of BC means business correspondent. Multiple channels such as NGOs, POs, farmer clubs, etc. Retired bank employees, ex-servicemen, retired government employees, Section 25 companies permitted as BCs. Then sub-agents allowed with distance criteria. Use of ICT. ICT means information and communication technology. So that is a major thing which has taken place. Then RBI has launched its website in 13 Indian languages. In fact, they might have increased by now. So conduct of essay, that's okay for students, 7th and 9th class students. Then we come to Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, announced on 15th August 2014. You can read this slide. It's not worth teaching as such. Just its name Jan Dhan, how it was chosen, then slogan, not needed in much in exam. But read that So aim of PMJDY to bring poor financially excluded people into banking system, covers both urban and rural areas, raise of Indian economy, then to decrease corruption in government subsidy scheme, digital India, basically DBT. PMJDY accounts zero balance, not required to maintain any minimum balance, ATM cards issued, accident insurance up to 1 lakh, medical insurance cover of 30,000, 5,000 overdraft available only after 6 months if your account is found satisfactory. Next is Mudra loan. So under PMMY means Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, Mudra has created 3 products: Shishu, Kishore and Tarun. Shishu is the basic, covering loans up to 50,000. Kishore covering loans from 50,000 up to 5 lakhs. Tarun covering loans above 5 lakhs up to 10 lakhs. More focus should be on Kishore so that new businesses can be developed and then they can be transferred to Kishore. More focus should be on Shishu. So once the businesses are set up, they can be transferred to Kishore and then Tarun. The funding of Mudra are of 2 types: micro credit schemes for loans up to 1 lakhs through MFIs. MFIs means micro financial institutions. Refinance schemes for commercial banks, RRBs, small finance banks and NBFCs. Mind well, there are very few NPAs in Mudra schemes. The total NPAs up to FY19 were 2.89. So roughly 2.89. That's very less as compared to the average NPAs by the nationalized banks. Next is Atal Pension Yojana. So what is it? Individuals between age 18 to 40 can visit the nearest branch with ID proof, address proof, age proof to fill a form of registration under the scheme. Saving bank account is mandatory for subscribing under the scheme. Now what are the benefits? Atal Pension Yojana is a social security scheme introduced by the government of India aimed at providing steady stream of income after the age of 60 to all citizens in India. It is based on the NPS, means National Pension Scheme Framework. Permanent Retirement Account Number PRAN will be provided to the subscriber immediately by the branch. Under APY, the subscribers have a choice to get fixed monthly pension amount from rupees 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 and 5,000 by paying a monthly subscription as per the tables, means these tables are provided in the branches. Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana PMJJY. The PMJJY is available to people in the age group of 18 to 50 having here a bank account who give their consent to join enable auto debit. Aadhaar would be the primary KYC for the bank account. The life cover of 2 lakhs shall be for 1 year period stretching from 1st June to 31st May and will be renewable. Risk coverage under this scheme is for rupees 2 lakhs in case of death of the insured due to any reason. The premium of rupees 330 per annum, which is to be auto debited in one installment from the subscriber's bank account as per the options given by him on or before 31st May of each annual coverage period under the scheme. The scheme is being offered by LIC and other life insurers who are willing to offer the product on similar terms with necessary approvals and tie up with the banks for this purpose. Next is Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana PMSBY. The scheme is available to people in the age group 18 to 70 years with a bank account who give their consent to join enable auto debit on or before 31st May for the coverage period of 1st June to 31st May on an annual basis. Aadhaar card would be the primary KYC for the bank account. The risk coverage under the scheme is rupees 2 lakhs for accidental death and full disability and rupees 1 lakh for partial disability. The premium of the same is rupees 12 per annum. It is to be deducted from account holder's bank account through auto debit facility in one installment. The scheme is being offered by public sector general insurance companies or any other general insurance company who are willing to offer the product on the similar terms with necessary approvals and tie-ups with the banks for this purpose. There are many others like Stand Up India, Startup India and many others as such, but for banking majorly these are important because regular customers do come for these schemes only with us. So those other schemes we'll be covering in the other video. So that was it about financial inclusion. Download Yuvaguru app from Play Store to get these videos, tests, question banks with explanations, new job openings on your mobile. Get 500 plus questions with simulation exercises and explanations on your PC. It's a separate paid version. Follow us on Facebook on this link, WhatsApp us on this number for any query related to purchases. Keep studying, keep watching. Thanks.